everyone, this is Debbie from Ink and Page, and I'm here today because I wanted to take a few minutes to introduce you guys to the newest kit in my Etsy shop. This one's called Mystic Meadow, and I just wanted to kind of flip through it with you, talk about the inspiration behind it, and kind of just let you guys get a good look at what's included in the kit, and also give me an opportunity to kind of give you guys like a behind the scenes sort of, talk about how and why, and maybe give you some ideas on how you can use it. This kit is actually a collection. It's 3 separate kits. There's a main junk journal kit, there's an add-on kit, and there is a paper pack. So kind of go over what's included in each kit and kind of what the thinking is behind the type of kit there is. Okay, so I'm going to start with the main kit. And before I do that, I just wanted to mention quickly, I do get a number of questions. These together, all of this together is probably close to 70 pages printed. And a lot of people are like, well, how do you print that? Blah, blah, blah. You don't have to print all the pages. You can just print the ones that you want. If I personally am using an EcoTank printer, and I would highly recommend that if you're printing a lot of your own papers. It is, I was blowing through ink cartridges when I had my HP printer. So this, the EcoTank, you get actual ink bottles and you just fill the ink right directly into the printer. It's amazing. And it prints a lot more pages for your money. So I just wanted to throw that in there because I do get that question occasionally on YouTube. But so now with that said, I'm going to move on to Mystic Meadow. Okay, so I'm going to start with the journal pages. I did print these borderless, which was an accident on my part, but I prefer to print my journal pages with a border and then cut them down, because the borderless pushes the page out to the edge and it doesn't always center it on the page. So I just thought I'd mention that as well. But with this kit, I wanted to kind of design something that would go with the free ephemera, sort of for March, but have its own kind of aesthetic. And this definitely has a more darker, magical kind of feel to the kit. It does very focus, on nature, which is, obviously this is one of the best subjects you could have, plants, flowers, butterflies. These types of pages give you the opportunity to utilize at least part of it to decorate yourself. These are good for like flaps and stuff like that. These are excellent. Same type of thing here. This gives you a lot of space to work with up here in terms of embellishing it and using the ephemera. These are just good backgrounds, good starting points. But they can also be just left alone too as a page in the in your journal. Okay, so here's some more florals. I like to do like at least one page in the main kit that's kind of like a neutral background with just like some floral edges, because I feel like, if you want to stamp or whatever, that's a good option for you there. And then also, some illustrations. Again, really good background on this one, that you can utilize some of your ephemera on. And like, I love these little collage type pages as well. I really wanted to get the idea of, a meadow or an expanse, or like kind of like an entry into a different world with this one. So that's kind of like, I've wanted to do a kit like this for a while. I love the idea of kind of entering into like a like slipping into like a fairy gate or whatever. You know, those are some of my favorite books. So that's kind of like where I got the idea of this from. Whenever I do, you know, kind of like nature focus kits with a little bit of magic in them, I'm like super inspired by Juliette Marlier's books. She writes a lot of, you know, like Celtic, Scottish, Irish legends in her books. And, you know, her characters are always, you know, falling through fairy, you know, gates or what have you. And I just think it's such a interesting concept. So I kind of wanted to bring that into this kit here too. Which is why you'll see a lot of this like flowers and then this like mystical background, you know. And I always like to include a lined page in there too, because, you know, I like to write in my journals, and I know a lot of you guys do as well. Okay, I'm going to move into the ephemera here. And I try to like repeat some of the elements from the, you know, main journal kit into the ephemera. You'll see like the fox and the bridge. And I definitely wanted to bring out the idea of a meadow, of like this, you know, world that's ahead of you in the ephemera here. The pockets, I used like a bunch of different, you know, flora, and there's some butterflies on there. In this one, you get 2 sheets of fussy cuts, and I do, you know, I love these, and I've mentioned this before, but I'll say it again here. I like to give these to you guys big, and then if you want, you can shrink them with your printer. Frequently what I'll do is I'll print one set out full size, and then I'll tell it to print 2 pages to 1, so that these come out like basically half the size that they are right now. So all of these would end up printing on 1 page, and it gives you a really good variety of ephemera, and is a nice way to use scale in your, you know, in your layouts as well. These are the ATCs for this one. And then there's collage tiles as well, and these are really good for, you can use these connected to edge your pages. You can fold them up and use them like, you know, as like pullouts, or you can just cut them up and use them with some of the other smaller ephemera to make clusters. These are the mini journaling cards, and these make also, in addition to being cards, they can be put on the corners of pages as tuck spots. Okay, these are the larger journaling cards. Here, there's 2 sheets of those. These have more mystical bridges and little trees with doors in them. Okay, these are the vertical journaling cards. And here, a little fairy portal here. Another meadow. We got our little deer at night here. I feel like a lot of these images are kind of like somewhere between, you know, day and night. So it gives you some flexibility on how you want to like frame your story or your journal or your images. This one's a real good one for layering here. This also would be good for layering on this one too. Okay, so for words, I did do this, so you could just go ahead and cut these down and cut them apart in any which way that you want. I feel like a lot of these phrases could be rearranged or stacked or moved around so that you could create a lot of different messages and maybe some inspiration or prompts with them as well. Okay, so we're going to go on to the papers. Here, I do like a stripe. I always try to create some foundational papers in these, particularly in the main kit as well. So you have some good bases. This is a good mixed media base here. You know, it's kind of like a canvas with paint. There's a little bit of gold in there. This is mosaic here. I love a mosaic as well. I think it's a really good background. This I thought would be amazing as end papers, you know, on either side of the journal. And every kit needs a good floral. Plus, this one is just, I love it. It's spectacular. So these are my tree spirits. And again, I thought this would make a beautiful centerfold. I always try to include something somewhere that will be a good centerfold. So, all right, so that is the main kit. And now I will head over into the, this is the add-on kit. Now, the add-on kit is kind of meant to expand the main kit. It kind of fills in the gaps a little bit, right? So what you'll see in the journal pages in the main kit is that they will be less illustration heavy and more space. Generally more space. I'm sometimes, you know, I'm better at it than others, but you know, there's always a lined page in there. And then, you know, I just try to create a little bit more space in these pages so that there's more space for things to be added into on these pages. You know, they can be, you know, utilized just simply by themselves as well. There's another lined page. I usually try to put 2 or 3 lined pages in these, just kind of depending. Like here, I have my this little forest here with the floral tops. But again, plenty of space in here for writing or decorating or stamping or painting or whatever you want to do there. Same here. And just a little bit of a lighter color palette here. Same with this one. You know, because you want to vary the light and the dark in your journal. So, okay. And then also we have these here, which there's 2 of these. And these are the library pockets. And I tried to create a little bit of matching ephemera so that you don't have to use it with these pockets, but you could, you know. And I love this idea of you can print 1 page here, print this here, and you have yourself a little project, right? So you have your pocket, you have stuff to put in it, and you have stuff to decorate it with. So that's kind of the thought behind these, particularly these 2, pages. You know, it kind of gives you like a little package already set up and ready to go. Okay, so we have pocket tags here, always handy. Perfect for adding some of this, these fussy cuts in there as well. And then you have flags and these are 2-inch, so they'll punch with a 2-inch punch. And they're just really good for adding to the tops of pages or using as envelope closures, things like that. I always like to include a page of tabs as well because they're just super handy to have, to make either clusters, to put on top of tags, to put on the edge of pages, that sort of thing. There's a large envelope in here, and these are 1-inch, so they will punch with a 1-inch punch. Trifold envelope, always a favorite. You can include in there. And then some mini square envelopes, great for tucking into pockets. And then we have these coin envelopes with little matching cards to go inside of them. And then I also did a page of kind of decorative pockets. So these could go literally anywhere. You could put them on anything. If you wanted to add them to a tag, just depending on what tag you pick, you might have to, you know, trim them down a little bit. But they're pretty flexible and really good for just little tuck spots on the backs of things, on the inside of things, stuff like that. And then there's another page of, these are the mini journaling cards. Like I said before, these are really good for tuck spots as well as clusters and just generally using to put in pockets and stuff like that. Okay, this is my more abstract journaling card page here. I just wanted to give you some nice backgrounds to work with if you wanted to make little ephemera pieces, stuff like that. Artist trading cards. These can be turned into tags as well as used as ephemera. You can make little books out of them, all sorts of things. And then there's 2 pages of square journaling cards in here that are a little bit larger. I just like to have a lot of different shapes and sizes. And just so many beautiful illustrations, just kind of to like really like inspire your imagination. Okay, there's a bunch of tags in this kit too. Like I said, the add-on kit expands what is already exists in the main kit, right? So there's like tons of tags in here, multiple sizes. These are kind of like image tags. These are slightly smaller, so these will layer on top of these if you would like. And then this is just a whole page of flowers, because I figured a kit that was focused around the idea of a meadow should definitely have a whole page of flower tags on it. Again, these tags will fit on top of these tags. They're like kind of like a nesting size for that. And then there's also these are the tall, narrow journaling cards. Again, these can be used for tuck spots as well. Kind of like a lot of different options. But like I said before, I wanted to give you a lot of different shapes and sizes of things to use in here, because I think that's what helps to create all of the interest on your pages. So like we have a night and day sort of situation going here, you know, so that you'll see that like throughout the kit, they'll be like dark and light, just to give a full range of, you know, the experience in the meadow, right? Definitely some darker ones here. And then again, another really pretty background on this one. Okay, that's the ephemera for that one. And these are the papers that are included in the add-on kit. So there's this like kind of canvas. This is like, it's funny because, you know, I showed the tree spirit one is a good centerfold, but a page like this is also a good centerfold because it allows you to add a lot to it. In addition, you know, the other page has a lot of focal images, but this allows you to create your own focus on it. Poppies. This is kind of like an abstract floral. Again, these like kind of mixed media backgrounds are really good for getting started. If like you want to just add a little bit of something to this, you want to add a little bit of a stencil to it, if you want to add a little bit of texture paste or paint or something like that, this gets you partway there, and you just, you know, put the focal image on there. I love these little, you know, the little fairy lights in the leaves. This would make a really good end paper as well. And then this is just like a watercolor grungy background, all purpose, great for layering, great for the back of anything, in case you want to create a space where there's like a potential for writing or something like that. And then again, this one, just spectacular end paper, as well as centerfold. I mean, a lot of these papers can be used in, you know, multiple different ways. You know, always try to think of how do you maximize the use of what you're printing, right? Because, you know, you want to make sure that you have a lot of flexibility in your images as well. Okay, and this is the paper pack. So I tried to mix in some like image ones. These would be good for end papers, centerfolds, stuff like that. And then again, lovely for either printing on the back of something, for including in your journal as kind of like, you know how sometimes you just need some white space. Because you got a bunch of images, bunch of stuff going on, and you have just a peaceful image like this, or like this one here. It's got lots of color in it, but not a lot going on, so that it just gives your eye that chance to rest. I tried to create a lot of color variation in this one. There's blues, purples, greens. We're going through the blue section right now because these are alphabetical, I think. But again, you know, same thing. This, even though this has some stuff on it, it does give give you some white space in there. Same with this one, with the green. And just, you have the little tree here, but then you have your space over here for you to decorate. Another Meadow one. This is a little bit abstract and great for end papers. This would be a great signature cover as well. We have a green one here with some greenery on it. This is a smaller scale Meadow, you know, because you want to have be able to contrast, you know, the size of things sometimes. So we have like, this one's way more in your face. This one's way more chill. And we have the night and day thing going as well. This is very peaceful. Really good for extra pages in your journal. And I do always like to have at least one of these ornament ones. Because this is a beautiful, just focal point for that one. And then it gives you this page on this side for you to decorate. This is my like portal one, because it's got the little wall here, greenery here, and on the other side, you're entering into your Fae world here. Again, more greenery, because the Meadow. This would be also a beautiful signature cover or end paper. This one, again, has the image this side, more simpler this side. This would be really great to add some text or stamping on. This is another abstract one with the little florals. Very, very relaxing. And I love it. I love the little berries down here. It just, for me, I don't know. It just brings this whole thing together. And then you have your peaceful, sunny meadow here. And then we have a more like brighter in your face type of a situation here. You know, with the purples also here. Just gives you an option for a wide range of journals. I mean, this could be used to create something very, very peaceful, or something very, very bright, or even something a little bit darker if that's what you would like. And it's definitely why I included this one here. I love this little patchwork here on this side. And then we have another little meadow here. And then this one is super peaceful watercolor, very like, you know, with the sky blue and all of that, just very soothing in that one. So yeah, so this kit could give you a lot of options in terms of, you know, what kind of an aesthetic that you want to have, just depending on the papers that you choose and the colors that, you know, that you want to lean into. I always do try to make kits that have a lot of flexibility and a lot of options in them, which is why they frequently have a lot of pages. So, you know, realistically, when I'm making them, I'm thinking about flexibility and not necessarily like, oh, you're going to use every single thing in this kit. You may pick and choose, and you may only want to use things with purple flowers for one journal. And then you can use things with like lighter flowers, like the yellows and the whites in another journal. So it just kind of depends on what direction you want to go in. And you can pick and choose amongst the papers to see what really gives you the vibe that you want to have for your kit. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little overview of the kit, and that you enjoyed the kit as well. If you are on my mailing list, there is a 50% off coupon in there. And if you made it this far in the video, I'm going to just tell you it's Mystic 50, and it will give you 50% off of all 3 of these kits, should you desire to purchase them. So, thank you guys so much for spending some time with me today, and I will probably be back tomorrow with another video, and I'll definitely see you guys on Monday with a fun addition to our 3 Wishes tab journal. So I'll see you then. Thanks for joining me.